Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm going to be talking about doing some systems word problems here. Okay, this will be the last lesson before our systems test. All right, so expect that in the near future. This video is going to be short and sweet, to the point. We're not going to do too many examples, but I am going to kind of walk you through some things that will help. All right, I know you guys don't like to do a lot of stuff, but all three of these things here really will help you for these word problems. So we're going to go ahead and look at a couple of them. So number one says a high school band held a bake sale. The number of cupcakes sold was 4 more than twice the number of cookies sold. The band sold a total of 52 cupcakes and cookies. How many cupcakes and cookies were sold? Okay. So the first thing that you want to do is define your variables. All right. So when we're talking about defining our variables, we've got, our X and our Y variable. What do those things represent? And it's usually going to be told in the last sentence. Okay. Which is that one right there. So those are clearly the two things, right? It's the two things you're trying to find. So we could do X equals cupcakes, and we could do Y equals cookies. All right. And that's going to be helpful for us because it's going to help us set up our equation, okay? So we got our two equations here. Usually, they're going to give you two sentences. Each sentence is going to be equation. So the first one says the number of cupcakes sold was 4 more than twice the number of cookies sold. All right, so it kind of helps us there. So we know that X is cupcakes. So the equation is about the number of cupcakes, right? So it's going to be X equals. And then 4 more than twice the number of cookies. Well, twice the number of cookies, that's multiplication. So that's going to be like 2y. And then 4 more than that, we're going to have plus 4. So X equals 2y plus 4. So that's going to be one equation. The second one just says the band sold a total of 52 cupcakes and cookies. So cupcakes and cookies combined. This is a very common equation. It's just the X plus Y equals total equation, right? And so these are our two equations right here that we can solve, all right? And you can really solve them with either method that you want. We've kind of talked about this before, but if you have a letter by itself like we do, it's kind of best to use substitution. So I would just take this and substitute it in for there, all right? So we've got 2y plus 4, and then plus y equals 52. Okay? And we can kind of go through this. So, 2y plus y, that's going to be 3y. Subtract 4, that's 48. Divide by 3. And we get y equals 16. So that's it. Now remember, we can take that and plug it back into whatever we want. Usually this equation is usually the easiest, the total one. Even though the other one does have x by itself, we know that basically x is going to be 52 minus 16. So that's going to be 36. So now it says, be sure to indicate what your solution means in the context to this problem. Okay. So you want to say somewhere what this is. So y is cookies, right? So y equals 16 cookies and x equals 32 cupcakes. It's good to know what you're talking about and what your solution actually means. Okay. So that's kind of how you did this one. These are hard because every single word problem, could be different. But you really, like I said, usually each sentence is going to be its own equation and kind of go from there. Oops. I didn't even notice this down here. Y equals 16 cookies, x equals 36 cupcakes. Okay. Next question, all right? So that was a substitution one. This one says a college student needs 15 classes that are worth a total of 40 credits in order to complete her degree. The college offers 3 credit classes and 2 credit classes. Write a system of equations that can be used to determine the number of 3 credit classes. So there's one thing we have to determine, and the number of 2 credit classes. So you can see, we're finding 2 things. Those are going to be our x and y. So we can say x is our number of 3 credit classes. And y is the number of 2 credit classes. So this is an interesting one. That's not how you spell classes. This is an interesting one because it's not very obvious what the equations are. Okay. Now, if you read the first sentence closely, it says a college student needs 15 classes. Okay. Now, if you think about this, both of these are about number of classes. So x and y, that's your classes. So that's going to be that equation. I said x plus y equals 15. We know in total we're having 15 classes. The second one says it's going to be worth 40 credits. So that's actually the second equation. Okay, it's about the credits. So we know in total there's going to be 40 credits. We know that x is the 3 credit courses, so that's like 3x. And then we know that y is the 2 credit courses, so that's like 2y. So we've got 3x plus 2y equals 15. I'm actually going to move this over here because this is actually, but this is better set up for elimination, right? We can multiply on top by -3. So that'll give us -3x minus 3y equals -45. So if you don't have anything by itself and your equations are in standard form, that's when you should use elimination. So that'll go away. 2y minus 3y is -y. That's 40, but -45, that's -5. So we know y equals 5. And if we know y equals 5, so we have 5 2 credit courses. At that point, we know there's only 15 classes in total. So if one of them's 5, then x has got to be 10 3 credit courses. Okay. So that's kind of how you would do that problem. And we're going to do one more. All right. I like to do this one because this is a type of question that they like to ask on the air test. And you guys don't have the air test anymore, but also the ACT, SAT are big on these types of questions. And they're actually pretty easy to do. It says find the value of 2 numbers if their sum is 28 and their difference is 7. So the way that you can do this, right, if their sum is 28, so we got 2 numbers, x plus y equals 28. And their difference is 7, okay? X minus y equals 7, right? And already this is really easily set up for elimination. You can add them right away. That's going to go away. So we've got 2x equals 35. Divide by 2. Then this is actually a decimal, so I did a bad job designing this question, but it's okay. X equals 17.5. So that's our first number. You can plug that into whatever you want. 17.5 minus y equals 7. So what's y? Y's got to be, 10.5. So that would be our second number. So that's how you do these type of questions. Whenever they say, like the sum is this, the difference is that, okay, sum's addition, x plus y equals that number. And difference, that's going to be subtraction. So you've got x minus y equals that number. So got some questions on, your practice to do with this. So go ahead and give those a shot. Make sure you're checking your answers with the key. And if you get a question wrong, try and go through the wording of the question and see, where did you get it wrong? Like what exactly did you do? Was it in the way you set up your equations? That way you can kind of learn from your mistakes. So if you have any questions, let me know. Good luck and have a great day.